Hi, good morning, everybody. Very happy to be here continuously. So, this morning we are going to discuss about the healing with form, energy, and light. So, this is the book for next couple of days that I'm going to introduce. It has been published quite some time ago with the Snowline, and so I'm very happy to just briefly explain this book. And it also has been translated into many languages. So once again, those of you who have the book, and those you know where one can get the books, please maybe post the cover or give some information about where one can get the book. So, of course, this book is kind of a little bit complex, and so in order to go a lot of detail, it's impossible. But I will try to keep it simple as possible, and also most essential as possible, that will be meaningful and helpful for us to discuss this. So this book is about 5 elements, and the 5 element, the external 5 element, the internal 5 element, the secret 5 elements. So 5 elements have many different levels of understanding, and so the external 5 element, we say the earth, water, fire, air, and space. So earth, water, fire, air, and space. Obviously, that without one of these elements, for us it's very, very difficult to survive, impossible to survive. Just imagine without air, imagine without the water. So obviously we are so grateful. The external elements are so valuable for our survival, our livelihood. So the balances of different element for different personality, it's always important when we talk about the well-being and health. Now, the internal 5 element, or the inner 5 element, one can say about it's related with the wind. So, for example, Tibetan we say Soglung, the life force wind, which is related with the heart. And when we talk about the 5 Tsalung exercise, the life force wind related with the space element, the upward moving wind, Chenjulung, which is related with the earth element, and the fire-like wind, the Menyamjilung, which is related with the fire element, and pervasive wind, Chebjejilung, which is related with the air element, Truseljilung, with the downward cleansing or the downward moving wind, which is related with the water element. So basically, what is saying that so in our body there is 5 elements. That means there is 5 different types of wind, which is associated with the 5 different characteristic of elements. So whenever one wind, it's strong and it kind of takes over, imbalances the other one. So there is possibility of having problems with the physical health. There is a possibility of having problem with the psychological dimension, because the wind is disorder. Basically, probably many of you know, some Westerners sometimes laugh, and every time they go to Tibetan doctor and diagnose, every time everybody seems to be having the same problem. wind disorder, wind disorder, wind disorder. So probably that's what the Tibetan doctor is talking about. So basically these different elemental winds are imbalanced, or too excess of one wind, or a deficiency of one particular element. So therefore physical or mental health is affected. So through the practices of in this book, when we talk about this balancing this wind, so basically to first of all to recognize what are these five elements are, how do these five elements actually translate into personality, into your characteristic, your feeling, your thoughts, your emotion. And when you recognize through your personality, your behavior, personality, your emotion, what element is excess and what element is the deficiency of what element, when you recognize that, so obviously that you have many different ways of balancing them, going into the right environment where the outer elements are balanced, or if you need one specific stronger element, that where you have that one specific stronger element for good for you, or eating the right balances of food, which is also each foods are characterized with different elemental qualities and energy, or physical exercises as a yogic exercises. When you do like a Tsalung exercises, you are, but when you are aware of one element, it's weak. You have, let's say, like you are, give one example, that you have the space element, it's weak. You are more angry. You have tendency to get upset easier. You have tendency to not manage your stress, tensions, challenging situations well, because you don't have enough space to accommodate them. You have enough awareness of space to process them. You have not enough awareness of space to clear them. So therefore, you are having the issue of anger, issue of those stress. So when you feel that, so that then you do like a life force Tsalung exercise, for example. That means when you do that specific inner Tsalung exercises, which is related with the space element, that basically it opens up your heart area, or Nyingi Kolo, the heart chakra. It opens actually physically your heart, lung. You expand your breath, you breathe deeper, you rest and relax more, you feel more sense of space and peace in you, and then their chances of getting angry is less. So if you get less angry, and if you feel more connected to your heart, so you see generally people say the anger is a risk factor of heart disease. Anger is risk factor of heart attack. So if somebody is calm, peaceful, not angry, more loving, less chances of getting heart attack, for example. There's no question, no doubt about it. And not only in terms of the heart health, but overall your health will be much better because your heart health is better. So this is one example that when one element is weak, that you are able to recognize that, and from outer, inner, and in a secret way, you are able to reconnect, rediscover, re-energize, and use those vital elemental energies or the forces for your physical, emotional, spiritual well-being. So that's exactly what these books are talking about. Let me give another example, will be in terms of the mind, for example. So I talked just now, what I talked about is I talked about inner element, five Tsalung's relation to five elements, and how one can balance when one loses the elements, like giving example of the space element and the anger, love, and so on. So let's talk about a little bit in terms of the mind. So generally, when you think about mind, of course, there is a lot of confusions about the subject of mind. And if you look in different discipline of psychology, have so many different ways of looking. Science looking one way, and different religions are looking different way. Even in the Buddhist tradition, there are many different ways to look at. It's a very, in a way, a very confusing, complicated topic, and everybody obviously believes they are the right one in as far as defining the mind. So mind is very, very complex. So I don't want to go into too much complicated topic in that way, but I wanted to bring a little bit more in a sense of personal experiences of what mind means to us. For example, let's think about 5 elements in terms of the experiences of your mind. Earth. We talk in our life, we say, this person is stable. I feel stable. I feel secure. I feel connected. I'm capable of connecting with people. I'm capable of focusing on my project. I'm capable of starting something and following through and completing something. We say, I'm capable. That means that person definitely psychologically have good earth, good balance of earth. In contrary, when somebody says, oh, very difficult to connect with oneself, very difficult to connect with other people, very difficult to connect with the one task, very difficult to complete one task, very difficult to deepen one's relationship with somebody and follow through. It's like a need to change all the time, places, job, relationship, ideas, thought, without ability to go deep enough, because clearly lack of a connection, connectivity, ability to connect, because that person lack that earth element in their psychological dimension, in their mind they lack earth. Let's talk about fire, for example. So some people who just basically who feel so much energy, so much enthusiasm, so much inspiration, get up in the morning feeling so much positive energy, just so much joy to wake up and to the life, to the day, and engage with whatever one is doing, always open to new ideas, new energies, new things, so much kind of fire in a very positive and balanced way. Or somebody who just wakes up like a half dead, who does not even knows where you are, where you're supposed to go. It takes some time to kind of figure out who you are and what your job of the day is. Basically, lack of this inspiration, joy, laughter, humor, all those fire qualities. Just somebody who's lacking that. So when somebody is lacking that, again, it's possible that that fire can be retrieved back by environment, by food, by exercises, by meditation, by like yoga, tsalung exercises, by also even mind itself. I'll talk a little bit about that later. So let's talk about air, for example, air element. So somebody who is feeling a lot of air, good air, balanced air, that means that person feeling enough flow, enough movement, enough curiosity, enthusiasm. So the opposite will be somebody who is stuck in one thought, in even one relationship which is not working, anger, negative, painful relationship, being stuck in something, being stuck in one thought, one pain, being stuck in one old, not working work, job, or project, not able to feel flow and willing to change, able to change something. So, or water, for example, somebody who's not feeling calm and ease in a situation. So basically, when somebody is psychologically missing one of the element, it interferes a lot of one's job, creativity, and mental well-being. And when one is energetically imbalances, excess of one element, like it interferes one's thought, emotion, energetic dimension of oneself. When one imbalances these elements outside with the food and environment, and of course it affects directly so much with imbalances of one's elements in one's body. So it's very important to understand that there is so much different levels of understanding of element. Because if you look, if like it's Chinese astrology or something like the feng shui or something, when they talk about these elemental quality, there's a lot of sense of emphasis on the outer world, display of outer objects in the houses, or the location, the mountain, the river, or the position of the house, and how does all affect each other in terms of the flow of the element. There's a deep knowledge about those things, but very strong emphasis in the outer environment. And sometimes, but then they lack sometimes emphasis of the energetic dimension of 5 elements in the body structure and anatomy of the elements in the body. But on the other hand, sometimes some yogic traditions or some tantric tradition go very depth into this knowledge about inner elements and so much. But then sometimes it seems they also lack some kind of very basic understanding of outer, in the environmental sense of element or the outer element. Like in a particular, like in a Burn tradition, the relationship between outer element and inner element are fundamental, very, very important. So Burn tradition never look down or minimizes the nature or nature forces of the nature, the energies of the nature, the spirits of the nature, and so on. So on the other hand, sometimes people talk so much of the psychological dimension of 5 element, but really it's so much conceptualized, psychologized, and too many theories. But when it comes to the connection to the body and experiencing this actual energy, a real feelable, experiential, something that you can experience in your body, they would sometimes lack that connection and that ability and those practices. So it's very important here. Today's mainly what I'm trying to say is that the relationship between outer, inner, secret elements, they are equally important, they're interrelated, but each individuals might have, some people might, it's easier to connect with one more like inner, and some people it's easier to connect with more outer, another person easier to connect with more with the inner part or secret part. So people might be different. So it's very important here to understand yourself. Basically, once again, it's very much important of understanding yourself, how you understand these different levels of element and how you can make best use of those elements for your overall well-being, physical well-being, psychological well-being, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, your well-being in relation to with other people, and so on. So that's kind of a little bit background of this book. Once again, healing with form, energy, and light. In a way, form is like outer, the energy is the inner, the light is the mind. So when I talk about outer element, inner element, the secret element is the form, energy, and light. This is what I'm referring to. These are the topics that I do talk in this book, and those you are seriously interested in this topic, I would strongly recommend to get one of the translations in your language and read it as much as possible for next couple of days, as we will continuously going through these some of these principles. So for today, I wanted to kind of narrow down into just give one exercise that I want everybody to just do it together with me this very moment, those who are listening to me right now. So first of all, just breathe it out, exhale any tensions, discomfort that you are feeling in your body, outer, that you're feeling in your breath, inner, that you're feeling in your mind, secret. So outer, inner, secret, discomfort, challenges. Breathe it out deep 5 times as I'm speaking. So this moment, just be aware of your body, aware of the stillness in your body, and breathe continuously deep. Be aware of the silence. Feel the silence. Much better to feel than just being quiet. Connect with that feeling, connect with that silence, much better. I hope that all of you are feeling as I'm feeling, as I'm saying, much better to be aware of the silence than just being quiet. Be aware of spaciousness of your mind. Your mind is open, mind is clear and luminous in its true nature. Be aware of that. At least just allow to fully rest your mind. When you are resting your mind, when you are aware of that silence, when you're connected to your body, you are much likely this very moment, when you're aware of this stillness in your body, silence in your speech, spaciousness in your mind, this very moment with these 3 awareness, you're much more likely you're balancing your secret elements naturally. And it's naturally helping your breath to breathe deeper. The 5 elements of wind, 5 elements of lung, or 5 lungs, 5 pranas, are naturally balanced because your mind is with that awareness of stillness, silence, and spaciousness. So when you are wind, the 5 pranas, 5 elements are balanced in your breath. When you're breathing deep with these 5 elements, it's naturally affecting your heart, your lung, all your organs, your body. It's balancing naturally the 5 elements in your physical dimension. You're not trying to do anything, manipulate anything. You're just being in that pure state of mind, being still, being silent, being spacious, being aware of these three, naturally impacting your breath cycle, your breathing. Your breathing is naturally impacting your body. It's all naturally happening, spontaneously happening, without any effort or without very little effort. So this is just a short practice that I have guided here. I want all of you to engage with this today, tomorrow, until we continue. I want all of you to engage. So basically, sitting comfortably, being aware of the stillness in your body, silence in your speech, spaciousness in your mind, breathing deep, and being aware that these awareness is affecting your cycle of breath, being aware that your cycle of breath is affecting your body, it's affecting your blood pressure, it's affecting your temperature in your body. So basically, it's affecting your physical dimension. You're feeling better. So seeing these three kind of steps of affecting each other. Mind affecting the breath, breath affecting the body. And so I just want all of you to experiment this, witness this. And I'm looking forward to hear back from all of you. So it's very important for all of you to understand that I'm engaging like this with with all of you with Facebook, and I'm praying for all of you, in all of you with these practices may help you. But I would like all of you really engage in the practices that I'm telling, and also even though I might not able to answer all of you individually, but I am trying to read all of your comment back, and so I do go through them, take time to go through them. So I'm looking forward to hear back, and when I hear back, if there's any specific feedback that I feel is necessary to tell you, I will definitely tell you tomorrow. And so there was earlier one question that I just saw while I was guiding meditation, is that question about if the animal does animal help the balances with the five element? I think absolutely they do. I have a little, no longer a puppy anymore. It looks like a puppy. A Demchung. It's a Shih Tzu, 100% Shih Tzu breed. And of course, this is a joy for our family. And my son loves it. I love this little dog. And so whenever we are close to him, and whenever even you look, the way they look at your eye, it's in some sense of it's just a beautiful feeling of connection, in some sense of pureness. When you feel that, a sense of deep connection with the animal, a deep sense of connection with love and joy, and that sense of space which you're connecting from, that sense of love and joy that you're feeling, and those emotions are naturally balancing your inner element and your outer elements. So definitely they do. So I think that's all for today. And again, thank you so much participating here. And I'm always happy to see many people that I know before, and see them being here, and see their short greeting notice, and see there are some comments, hear your feedback of your practices. They all make me feel happy, even though, as I said, we are not each individually interact, but I am in a way feeling that connection to all of you. And so, and I also thank all of you who has been consistently sharing the the Facebook Live, and for me, I will always request all of you to, if these teachings are meaningful for you, if they are really beneficial for you, and as I read many beautiful comments, so then probably there are a lot of people that and they really want to have access to the teaching, free teaching, access to the knowledge, access to some practices, some kind of they are going through challenges, they would benefit from this, they would love to hear it. Then I would like you to participate in the social media to help me to help others. And obviously, as I always say, only people who definitely love to hear and might benefit them, share only with those people, not with people who don't care, who might not want to even hear. We do not need to we can relax from those people, right? So thank you very much again, and have a wonderful day, and see you tomorrow morning, same time.